Hi there, welcome to another important another video documenting my Web3 AI expeditions. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to empower your Claude to make it as powerful as Manus or more powerful by incorporating MCP servers that gives it, enhanced usage of the internet and improves its database. Most of these AI models are trained based on older internet data, so they are not up to date with the current state of the internet. Many of them have their database training only up to 2023 or something like that. So by incorporating an MCP server, you can enhance the capacities of the likes of Claude. In this video, we're going to discuss or attempt to incorporate an MCP server, in this case, the Brave Search MCP server, into Cloud Desktop and see what the process is like. By the way, I'm in my learning phase when it comes to AI, vibe coding, and all that. And generally, though I cover Web3 for the most part, Web3 AI, now that I'm also covering vibe coding and AI within the Web2 space, I don't edit the videos. I document my personal expeditions. So this video may be rough, but it will still turn out a tangible, it will still turn out tangibly insightful. So let's get started. Of course, you may have been using Claude directly using this web portal. Claude also powers many of these, web coding, vibe coding IDEs and stuff like that. Very powerful when it comes to programming. But for this one, you will need to get the desktop version because you will be incorporating an MCP server. So you just, after you've obtained a sign up on Cloud, then you just append download to Cloud AI, and then you download for your PC version. In my case, it's Windows. It's also available on App Store, Google Play, but for the context of this video, you need it on your PC. So I have mine for Windows. You can get yours for OS. The logic is similar, even for Mac OS, similar. So I've had that. I now have that available. So this is it. Oh, sorry, Cloud. Okay, so this is it. And you will see that by default, you are able to incorporate, I believe this is the GitHub MCP, but you don't have any other option here. Okay, so I'll do another video about this. So we want to edit the config file, incorporate a config file into the app data for Cloud, and that's the scope of this video. So I found a good resource for MCP servers. On all the information will be in the description. This mcp.so. It has a resource of MCP servers, up to almost 3,000 of them. And here you will see a favorite is Brave Search. So for the example here, we're doing it for Brave Search. Of course, you can incorporate other MCP servers. For me, I'm interested in one because I was looking for how to improve vibe coding 3D games. And it was difficult to use Claude directly to source assets. So I started searching and found one for Sketchfab, an MCP server. So that's how I got here basically. So, but this is very handy because you can search the internet with updated information using a private Web3 browser such as Brave. Okay. So you see API, Brave Search API, to provide both web and local search capabilities. Okay, So web search, execute general queries, news articles with pagination and freshness control. So very powerful. You can get more up-to-date information. You can basically mine the internet for data that you typically will not be able to get out of Claude, directly, and then use it to enhance whether it's your programming or all that. Another one I found of interest, I'll cover it in another video, which empowers your Vibe Code Studio, is this one, Rucline. So I believe the logic in this video will apply if you are also to incorporate, this into your VS Code. I like this one as well. This one, it's basically a web scraper. So I'll be exploring this, largely. Okay. So for now, let's focus on the Brave one. Okay, so if you go to content here, again, remember I did this for the first time. So content, you need an API key. So this is the configuration aspect of this video. So sign up for a Brave search API. You just copy this, and sign up. So I did that just before this video. I wasn't sure the state of the portal, if the API keys will be exposed and all that. I don't want to expose that. So basically I signed up, and then you are brought here. When you sign up and you go to the dashboard, it's blank like this, and you cannot get an API key without a subscription. So you go to subscriptions. Okay, and you choose a plan. Now I'm going to be choosing data for AI in my case. There is a data for search plan. You have a free plan in both cases. Okay. And there is also data for AI plan. The pricing is different. So for the plan called Base AI, you can have $5 per 1,000 requests, 20 requests per second, 20 million requests per month. That's huge. But of course, you can use it for free. I think this will be sufficient for, the traditional user. 2,000 requests per month, 1 request per second. And these are what you will get using this free AI plan. Web search, Google's news, clutter, videos, clutter, images, and so on. But you will not be able to get schema enriched web results and the rest. Of course, you can pay for that, and it's very cheap, basically. $9 for unlimited requests, 50 requests per second. This will enhance your use of Claude tangibly, especially if you are in the world of programming and all that. Okay. And basically you want to scrape data, I think, directly from the web. Okay, so subscriptions, I hope this will not require imputing a card, considering it's free, but here it says credit card required via Stripe. So I don't know, we may not be able to fulfill this in the course of this video, like get my API. Subscribe. I don't have a handy card information. And what I have, of course, is a debit card. I believe a debit card will work, but of course, I will not be displaying that in the course of this video. So let's leave that as that. We'll assume that you are able to accomplish this. You are just saving the card on file such that if you need to upgrade your plan, then it will be very easy too. Now, once you have done that, you will have access to this portal here where you can get your API key. So you are now connecting to Claude using your own account, stuff like that. Okay, so once you have your API key, then if we come back here, you will see that you need to copy this and create a file that you will call cloud_desktop_config.json. Then paste in your API key here. So here, I believe you have to leave this double apostrophe on both sides, paste your API key, copy this file. Wow, I wish we're able to do it in the course of this video. So what I will do, I don't edit videos, but I'll have to cut this video and do another one. I'll try to add my card onto that Brave portal and see if I, wow, but if I get API key, I'm not supposed to display that either. So what we'll do is we'll go on with the video like that. I'll just show you where to get the config file. Then that's where I will cut the video out. I'll cut the video out, then try to get an API key, set it up in the config file appropriately, and see, then show you how it works, something like that. So that's a good idea. Okay, so this, you can use a notepad for this. Just a moment. Okay, so let's look for where we are going to be creating this file into. So let's do like this. Cloud, this is the application on your PC. So I'm going to open file in location. Okay, so now this is for a window. It's same thing for Mac, but the terminology is different. On Mac, I think it's called application support. Here it's app data. So the route is local disk C user win10 app data. Okay, so let's go back. Roaming. Let's look here. Anthropic. Claude. Just a moment, please. Start menu. Okay. Just a moment. Resources. Okay, so this is where I'll be putting the file. Let's see, new. Okay, so what I'll do is use a notepad to create the file and have that file inside here. Okay, at that point I will then cut the video to go ahead and try to get an API key and edit the file. Okay, so let's do like this. Notepad. So where is that format? Okay. So assuming the API key was ready, I will have it, shown here. I mean, I'll put it here. So I will close this. No, let me move it sideways. I'm going to copy this. So this will be the name of the file. Okay. So close, save. Let's just change this to all files. Then just a moment. This PC. App data. Okay, so this will be where I'll be saving the file, and the file name will be this all files. Okay, make sure this is all files, then save. Okay, so when I have the API key available, I will have to go back to here. So you see this is the file here. I will right click and let's see more options. Okay, let me double click. Select. Okay, so I will double click, open it with Notepad just once and edit it. Okay, so I did the left click because I thought it will have the edit option. So I'll edit it, close it. You know, no need to save as, just close it. I mean, just save when you're closing it. Okay, so that's how you'll edit it later on. Okay, so there is the option to edit in Notepad. So that's it. So let me stop the video now and try to get an API key. And then when we incorporate the API key here, the expectation is that when you come here, you will find the logo here for the MCP server for Brave, and then you'll be able to start making use of that MCP server to connect to the internet proper. Okay, so using Brave Search API. Let's stop there. I'll be coming back. Hopefully I'm able to get an API key to show you further. So I was able to get the API key. Wasn't very hard. Basically, when you put the card in, it's a debit card in my case. It simply accepts it. It doesn't attempt to charge it, so even zero balance on the card will work. It's basically just saving it on file. Now, when you go to the subscriptions, then subscribe. So you click on the button. In my case, I subscribe for both data for search and data for AI. Once you have the card on file, you can easily subscribe. Just click on it. Then when you go to API keys, it's going to be blank. You click on add API key and then give it a name. You can select free AI if you want the AI one. And that's about it. Copy, then go to the config file, edit it. I've done that. And let's see if it will work. When you, assuming you have the application open, you will have to close it and reopen it. Hopefully I put it in the right place. I mean the file in the right place. I would assume I did. So I'm going to close this now and open it again. Okay. Wow. It doesn't appear available. So I'm going to try it again. Let's see. Okay. Let me troubleshoot a bit. Hi there, I'm back. So I needed to do some troubleshooting to get it to work. I got the API key, edited the config file, but I apparently wasn't doing it well. So I needed to try multiple times while offline to get it to work, and I've got it to work. So, well, thank you for staying tuned. I'm going to compile the video. It will contain all the hassle. It's relevant altogether for those who to capture the whole hassle. You know, that type of content is relevant for some, especially the newbies. Also carries inspiration. Okay, so I now have it to have it up for work. Without this, assuming you were to inquire of latest information, for example, the price charts of BTC today. Let's see if it will. Okay, so you see it's limited here. It tells you that I'd have been happy to help, but I cannot since my knowledge cutoff was in October 2024. Okay, so 2024, we're in 2025. So if you allow to make use of this Brave Search API, it will be able to then source all that, the information that you're seeking. So let's allow once. And there you go. You will then see the power of incorporating MCP into your cloud. And imagine this for programming, for stuff like that. Okay, so in the course of my troubleshooting, I found this resource which basically has the most interesting MCPs. This is out of GitHub. And I also found another resource in case you want to build your own MCP. It's also possible. I will likely cover that in another video. I saw this looks interesting. Apify use 30,000 plus pre-built cloud tools to extract data from websites, e-commerce, social media, search engines. These are things that Claude, even ChatGPT, will struggle to do at the moment. But with these incorporations, you'll be able to, like you see this one, automate browser interactions in the cloud, web navigation, data extraction, form filling, and more. So, and I also noticed that the format for adding all of them is similar. So you need to have Node.js, which I already had on my PC, considering I was exploring vibe coding on your PC generally, because the config file has a command called npx. I don't know, maybe somewhere in the video I will talk about installing Node.js. So let's go. This will be the resource where I now copied the JSON format, the config JSON format, instead of the initial one. I'm not saying that the initial one will not work, but considering I was struggling to get it to work, I ended up looking for this resource. So this was the resource I used to have it work. So Brave, okay. So Brave Search, and this was the format of the config. I used this one, npx. Now for this one, if you were to use this, I believe you will need to have Docker and run like this Docker build command using your command prompt. So we're not going with this. We'll assume you have Node.js on your PC, so I used this option. Now very quickly, for Node.js install, you can type Node.js download on your browser and use this option to download nodejs.org. It depends on your PC. There is Windows installer. I don't know, how to download for Mac and stuff like that, but there is likely such option here. I use this, not the zipped one, and basically install it. And it has to be present on your PC for that npx command to run. Then you can use these commands here if you want to verify the Node.js version. Anyway, this is not important, but if you want to verify that your install was done well and you want to check the version, then you can use this command. You open PowerShell and then you type in this command, or it could also work with command prompt. You can use ChatGPT to check, the commands to use. I quickly checked with ChatGPT if during the install process you need to check this, adding Node.js and npm to system path, but it says that it's checked by default. So, just in case, After you've installed Node.js, you try to check the version, it doesn't display. Again, you can do this on command prompt, cmd, type it here. Then you will need to reinstall and make sure that add to path is checked. But it says here that it's going to be checked by default. And that's all that there is to that. Once you check your version and it shows that it's available on your PC, then the setup for your MCP will work, because it needs that Node.js to run the JSON, the JavaScript. Okay, so and that's that for installing Node.js. Once you have it on the PC, then the remainder of the setup will work. You copy this, edit it by pasting your API key to replace this, and you paste it all in a note. Now, in the course of saving the file, now this is the most important part that made it a struggle to work. So the best thing you can do to know the exact place to insert that file is to go to Claude. Okay, so Claude, you right click and click on open file. Okay, so I saw the path, the path. No, let's do like this. Open file location. Okay, so that was an error I was struggling with earlier on. Anyway, let's not go into context. Let's simplify matters. So see what I did again. Claude. Oh, sorry about that. Claude. Open file location. I right click here and I click on open file location. So basically this is where you put the yes, where you put you save your the JSON file. Okay, so it's actually inside packages. No, not packages. Here. Okay, so inside this. So when you attempt to save the file, make sure you select all files. Okay, then you can even paste it right here. Save it right here. Or you can open this and right click here. Show more options, paste it here. Save it here, right inside this place. So you see how it looks here. If you want to edit this anytime, let's say you want to incorporate other MPC servers or multiple, it's inside this place that you'll be doing it. You just need to add the name of the server. That's what I've noticed. The format is the same. So you just need to add additional servers inside of this config file. So you edit with Notepad, or you can double click on this. If you have your cursor, it will open inside cursor. You can edit it there, or you can show more options. Let's see. Okay, so edit in Notepad. If I click edit in Notepad, it will open what is inside the file. It's text based. Okay, it's just yes. So that's it. Then after you have done that, you close this and then you reopen Claude. Assuming Claude was open already, you have to close Claude and reopen it. And if we come back, so if we come back here, you will see this hammer type of icon here, and it will show you what you've added: local search, web search. Okay. Now, of course, it's more powerful now because it can now source the internet with timely information, as you can see here. Now, speaking of incorporating other MCPs, you can now use the resources shown earlier, this GitHub, which I'll link in the description, and also that MCP, this one. Okay, so both resources will be in the description. And if you were to add multiple MCPs, like I said, the format is similar. So let's assume that we pick one other MCP here. For example, fetch, web content fetching and conversion for efficient. Let me look for one more technical one. This is Puppeteer, browser automation and web scraping. Okay, so let's see. So what this does is it's able to actually browse and scrape instead of going through API. It can do web interactions, navigation, form filling, So if you come here, npx, you will see that the format is the same. And this, interestingly, doesn't require an API key. So I will have to do another video about this. Likely, to understand when you edit the config, I think if you copy this and put it in the config, it may not work. I'm not very sure. So it's either you put this as a line, additional line. I don't want to show my config state because of the API that's there for Brave search. So I'm going to do another video dedicated to how to install multiple. I also saw passively that there's a singular MCP config that you can put that will allow Claude to automatically install for you other MCPs. I don't know if it's here. Let's see. Repository. Likely this. I saw it somewhere when I was, when you're in the context of creating your own MCP. I will cover that in another video. I'm learning myself, and in the course of this video, I'm learning. So that's about it for this video. It's rough and, not very friendly, but helpful altogether. Yes, so I'll put it out there. And that's about it for this video. To conclude, do well to go to, let me leave all this open. Do well to go to airdropc.com and subscribe by submitting your email here. I cover also Web3 content. I've done 5,000 videos about Web3. Submit your email here. I'm currently working on 100 solid airdrops, each with its own publication tutorial, which I'll be sending out to subscribers. I'm now also covering, the learning process of vibe coding and all that. So all the resources I find in the way, I'll be adding it up here. Contact me using this contact form, this Telegram, or this Twitter. There are also some no-code AI tools, especially for vibe coding, that I've experienced, that I'll feature in the description. Check them out. And that's about it for this video. Stay awesome. Take action.